Here's rare footage of Run Run Shaw screen testing some future martial art actors. The Shaw Studios were entirely independent, housing its actors, craftsmen, and production crews all within the same town. In 1975, Shaw Studios' top movie director, Chang Cheh, began to look at new talent to take his film in Shaw Studios to another level. He had currently directed his first team, David Chang, T. Lung, Alexander Fusheng, and others, in box office hits such as Seven Man Army. Chang Cheh began to notice the talent of several stuntmen, particularly the dozens of young actors who were coming out of the Hong Kong and Taiwanese operas. In the mid-1900s, the Chinese Peking operas trained young boys from as early as 5 years old in costume dramas, gymnastics, and martial arts. The schooling was very strict and painful.
所以啲豬啊、狗啊，佢哋咧就係唔聽氣嘅，因為佢哋都係畜生嚟，而且啊有氣咧就有我哋梨園行啦。你唔准嘈，唔准嘈，少少事嘈咩啊？好，伸直啲啊！行啦。 想要人前顯貴，就要人後受罪。而家只係開始咋，好戲仲在後頭啊！
導長仔，冇事啊嘛，捱下就慣㗎啦。
Once old enough, many of these young actors would arrive on the sets of motion pictures looking for extra work as stuntmen. Chang Cheh recognized the gifts of a few of them. Philip Kwok was 14 when he was sent to the Luquan Peking Opera School, which was sponsored by the army. He was a toolmaker in his teens and lost a couple of fingers on his left hand operating heavy machinery. Chang Sheng was the youngest child in a very large family. He was given to the Peking Opera because his family could not financially support him. He was expelled once from school when he was caught smoking in the principal's office. Lu Fong was also a member of the Fuxing Opera Troupe and was classmates with Chang Sheng since his childhood. Chang Cheh flew them, along with others, to Hong Kong to arrange for them a 3-year contract with Shaw Brothers Studios. Once their film careers began, the young actors found a nice home at the studios overlooking Clearwater Bay. The 3 opera-trained veterans worked as stuntmen on Death Chambers, starring Alexander Fusheng and T. Lung. They also appeared in Marco Polo, with Shaw veteran Johnny Wang. Korean actor and Taekwondo expert Sun Xian would join the cast in Shaolin Hellgate.
Practiced a lot of boxing.
Also signed to the group was a friend of Chang Cheh's chauffeur, Lo Meng, who studied mantis form for 13 years. Chang Cheh paid each of them what he thought was a fair wage for their performances. Venom's Lu Fong and Chiang Shang, for example, were paid 330 yen each per film, plus an additional basic allowance.
Waste of time. Hardly enough for a cup of tea.
All 5 actors had much larger roles in Chinatown Kid, but they wouldn't get the credit they deserved until as unknowns they'd be casted by Chang Cheh in The 5 Deadly Venoms. Chang Cheh asked story writer Ni Kung to develop a script for them, which was modified by Wing Chun expert Lung Ting. The idea was to deviate from traditional kung fu screenplay by adding some elements of mystery and plot twists. Often, the director would rest and leave the shooting up to the Venoms. For him, the important thing was the script and the acting.
Chang was acquitted, and Lee was convicted, sentenced to death. Tell me, how's it finished?
Rather than a film where only one star can fight well, everyone in these films fight well. People were a bit reluctant since no big stars were in the picture, but after its success, the director would stick with the formula of these unique, memorable actors for more than a dozen films.
I must tell you that the Klan is a danger to the public. For many men, just to hear of the name fills them with hate and loathing. They all took new names, as the whole idea was to keep their identities a close secret. So even they don't know each other's names. And while they were here, they always wore masks to avoid being known.
You just asked me, when will it end? Well, let me tell you, once an evil deed is done, then it never ends. It goes on, and it will go on forever.
Three months later, the Venoms team premiered with their follow-up film, Invincible Shaolin. This film pitted Venom against Venom to answer the fan following's question, who could beat who? Strongman Lo Mang takes on the immovable Lu Fong in outstanding hand-to-hand combat. Sun Xian tries his kicking skills against Wei Pai's Wing Chun. And Philip Kwok goes up against classmate Chang Cheh in a battle of the weapons. This was the first of 3 Venoms films to have in-depth training sequences, following the usual formula of kung fu films at the time. The story in Invincible Shaolin would set the tone for their future films. Instead of having a world of good versus evil, the characters based their decisions on circumstance and lived their lives based on the times.
Tomorrow will do. But
Right. Tomorrow, we'll be waiting for you. You'll find us ready.
you think these 3 men are better than the South Shaolin instructors we have here? Those South Shaolin teachers have always been brash, but their loyalty is suspect. That's why the court has never trusted Shaolin. We don't like martial arts. So then, we pass new laws banning the spread of it. They provide instructors.
Those 3, they shouldn't have died. After all, we never hit them that hard. There's something wrong, and a duel won't help me.
Within 1 month, the team released yet another movie, Mortal Kombat, which was sure to succeed its predecessors. The team got to act on a variety of levels, and again the story was fresh and exciting. The Venoms are crippled by Shaw alumni Lao Chai Lang and now established villain Lu Fong. Philip Kwok is violently blinded. Lo Meng is made deaf and mute.
From now on, you're deaf, too.
Damn you.
Chang Cheh is made dumb. And Sun Qian's legs are cut off. Lo Meng and Philip Kwok give us a dynamic performance of the friendship between a deaf-mute and a blind man. The choreography is even more pronounced, showcasing some of the opera-trained students' gymnastic, comedic, and martial arts skills truly for the first time. All of which, as a result, gives us great acting performances never before seen in martial arts actors.
The tigers of Tinnang crippled my son. Had my revenge. I've done the same to their sons. And even if my poor son has lost both of his hands, he's very good at kung fu. He's a born martial artist. Even crippled, he's a great deal better than most men. A lot better!
This Tu Tin To is known for his tiger boxing. Who'd have thought he'd develop into a monster like this? I know it isn't easy for an ordinary man to learn Kung Fu. Crippling can be remedied, but not mental crippling, though, like Tu Tin To, who's perfect physically. But then when it comes to his mind, he is hopelessly crippled.
He hates the world because his wife was killed, because his son was crippled. That's why he's mean to everybody.
From reports that I've had, Tu Tin To has quite recently been hiring men, Kung Fu experts, to help him run that town and control it. So watch out. Be most careful. You can't afford to relax. But the biggest danger is Tu himself and his tiger style.
Number 1 is Golden Arm. Number 2 is Silver Spear.
One of the genre's most popular films would continue on the Venoms fandom in 1979. That film was Kid with the Golden Arm. The movie received critical acclaim for its memorable characters. The vicious Chisaw gang of Silver Spear, Iron Robe, Brass Head, Long Axe Yang and Short Axe Fang, Swordsman Li Qingming, his girlfriend Miss Lang, General Han, and a rare villain appearance by Lo Meng as Golden Arm. The movie is shot on the very detailed and colorful Shaw Studio sets, with rare shots of actors and outside scenery. Wei Pai's presence was too uptight for the formula fans had come to expect.
Nonsense.
Golden Arm has its share of mystery and martial arts action, with a twist or two at the end.
This place has obviously been booby-trapped. I know it. Poison gas.
With this performance, Philip Kwok would solidify himself as the lead hero for their future movies, and the next film would be the Venom's most engrossing film, Shaolin Rescuers. In March of 1979, Shaolin Rescuers hit movie theaters, and when it seemed like they had showed us everything, the Venoms proved they had much more in store. Lu Fong's role as the ruthless Toji Chung won him a Hong Kong Film Award for Best Actor.
I want you to go track down Hong Si Kwan. You find him and finish him off.
Yes.
This movie teamed Sun Xian, who had until then been in the backdrop, with Lo Mang and Philip Kwok for comedic scenes and fresh training sequences. Philip Kwok claims that this was his best film, as he got to showcase all of his talents: comedy, weapons, hand-to-hand, and unique fighting choreography. Aside from Invincible Shaolin, this is the only movie where we get to see some of Lo Mang's rare mantis fist boxing training, and the first of two films where we see Lo Mang's comedic talents as well as his use of weapons. Newcomer Wang Li proved to Chang Cheh and the team that he would be a worthy asset to their films. And after this one, fans would refer to him as the Sixth Man.
He's Hong Si Kwan, the rebel patriot who's wanted by the court? I never would have thought I'd ever get to see Hong Si Kwan here. Well, to save Hong Si Kwan, I'd give my life.
Dying that way, you'd be someone.
With Wang Li now on board, the Venoms tried something new with the film Daredevils.
He carries all his gear to prove to us he's a thief. He's proud of it. He likes to show off.
Oh, yeah? And why not? You don't mind helping me spend the money I steal?
All the Venoms were on the same side now, as struggling martial artists trying to make ends meet.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
You're incorrigible.
And so what? At least we can all eat well now, right?
Lo Mang plays Yang, whose father is murdered by bandit military. It's a more serious role for him, as he seeks vengeance early on in the film and dies a martyred death, a role that would suit him in future films. Wang Li proves himself yet again by performing complex fight routines with the ever-popular Venoms. Lu Feng gets a rare chance to play the comedic hero.
What is this? Slacking while the teacher's away? Watch out!
Daredevils did the worst of all their films in the box office, mainly because they had tampered with the mystery-filled, martial art numbing, memorable character-having formula. It is, however, the only film where the three trained opera veterans, Philip Kwok, Lu Feng, and Chang Cheh, performed the extensive three-man fight routines, some of which they used to practice on that old Taipei bridge back in their childhood. Also known as the Destroyers of the Five Deadly Venoms, Magnificent Ruffians hit theaters in fall of 1979. Chang and the boys knew their formula, and with confidence let everyone display their best in this movie, and audiences loved it. Lu Feng plays a martial artist whose escort company has been suffering from the development of trains and boats in China, yet he is still determined to live on the legacy of his father's golden sword.
I am Yun Ying Fei.
Huh?
Please come and stay in my house. I'd like you to be my guest.
Chang put Lu Feng back as role of lead villain, and kept Wang Li on the good side to balance out the formula.
No, I don't die quite so easy.
Chang Cheh shines not only in his martial artistry, but in his acting skills as well.
I must say, I think this is one of the best restaurants I've ever been in. Look, just beat me up. I deserve it. I know that. It'll make me feel better. So beat me, right?
Lo Mang displays his mantis kung fu against all the Venoms. Hand-to-hand fighting with Wang Li, hand-to-foot fighting with Sun Qian, and even hand-to-pole fighting with Philip Kwok. The finale in Ruffians is arguably the best three-man finale the three opera veterans ever filmed. Each move is detailed, every man on their mark. It was so intricate that Lu Feng won Best Weapons for his work with the Quan Do.
Hands below.
Although my kung fu's good, what's the use of it? None at all. Gold sword. Gold sword. As you know, my father became famous through the use of his sword. But still, how can I achieve fame now? Although I'm equally skilled, nobody these days uses kung fu. All the escorts are all gone now. None left. No business. Except for that Quan family. That's the truth. Kung fu. Kung fu.
This picture was taken on Chang Cheh's 56th birthday on the set of Avenging Warriors of Shaolin. That dates the photo back to February 10th, 1979. After Magnificent Ruffians, there was a change in the camp. Chang Cheh's leading martial art director, Robert Tai, was approached by Taiwanese movie mogul Lam Tiang Hung to direct 2 movies in Taiwan, Incredible Kung Fu Mission and Thundering Mantis. Although Robert was a longtime friend of classmate Chiang Sheng, he couldn't refuse the offer to make good money as a director in Taiwan. Wanting to fill the spot for leading action director in their next film, Two Champions of Shaolin, Lu Fong and Philip Kwok had a serious fight over who would take over the position. Production came to a halt, and as the new decade came in, Chang Cheh began screen testing over 200 new martial arts actors to find a few to join the team. Frustrated, Philip Kwok left the set and newcomer Chi Hun-so took his place. To even out the absence of Philip Kwok, Wang Li and Lu Fong were both casted as villains. This allowed for Sun Xian and Lo Mang to resurrect their acting talents we had seen in Shaolin Rescuers. Sun Xian's presence is even more pronounced. And Lo Mang takes the role as hero and protagonist, a spot usually reserved for Philip Kwok. Newcomer Chi Hun-so leaves a remarkable performance. He had the charisma of Lo Mang, the weapon work of Lu Fong, and the charm of Chang Sheng that would help propel the Venoms successfully into the 1980s. But would the audience ever see the formula they'd come to expect from the Venoms?
Cheers. Good cheers.
Hey, what a damn waste.
Good. That was good. Very well done.
Nonsense. Nonsense.
Good souls. You can tell.
Just met a real man. Nonsense.
Right. All nonsense.
God damn you. Wanna die? You're not really blind. Huh? You're faking.
In the summer of 1980, their prayers were answered with flags of iron. Lu Fong, Philip Kwok, and Chang Cheh were back on screen together again, this time without Venom counterparts Lo Meng or Sun Xian. Even the story in this movie reflected the rumors of the ego clashes between Lu Fong and Philip Kwok, with Chang Cheh being the middleman.
Like blood brothers, there is no doubt that the eldest should be the heir.
But Master...
Brother Yan, Master had died so abruptly that no one knows what his plan was. So let's be old-fashioned. We should now congratulate Brother Chow as our new chief.
Chang Cheh also introduced Long Tian Xia as the spearman. Although he played weapons well with Philip Kwok in the finale, his presence was as memorable as Wei Pai, and he didn't act in future roles with the Venoms until the alumni bash 10 Tigers of Kwantung. Flag of Iron sets Philip aside to prove that he was still the best of the best, taking on 10 different bad guys, all in one act. Kwok also helmed the choreography in this film, so much so that you forget that 2 of the 5 Venoms are even missing. He finally made his mark and patched up his differences with Lu Fong. Now the team was reunited and went on to make martial arts history with their next batch of films. The Venoms team were back in full force within 1 month with rebel intruders. With the international success of Golden Harvest's young master, Chang Cheh was determined to prove that he had the best team of actors ever in film history, and he does so with this film. The story is about 3 refugees caught up in a civil war.
Don't have brothers and no family? We could become brothers. What do you say? Good idea?
Right.
Huh? Right. Don't forget we're brothers. You two stop being ridiculous. He's the eldest, you're second. And I'm the third. I respect you, you respect him. Happy family.
Lo Mang pulls no punches with Mantis Fist Boxing in his last on-screen performance with the Venoms team. Sun Xian's fight with opera veteran Philip Kwok shows his vast improvement in the group since their first film. Chang Cheh graces us with a scimitar, shield, and a smile, being the only Venom to star in every film thus far. Philip Kwok brandishes a weapon rarely seen on screen, the 3-staff nunchaku. He uses it like an extension of his body, performing sequences never again to be seen on film. Lu Feng's skill with the heavy spear is duly noted, displaying jaw-dropping techniques and sequences with Chang Cheh in the brutal finale. Rebel Intruders is Chang Cheh's testament that he had the best in the business. Chi Hin-so takes the lead role in the film, while Chang Cheh pokes his first villainous role as the evil Master Tien. The swordplay in this film is mastered to perfection. These next films would all showcase opera talent with weapons, and more weapons. This made it hard for Lo Mang and Sun Xian to participate in Chang Cheh's last few films. The best thing about Masked Avengers is that the leading stars and chief villains were a nice blend of the original Venoms team and the new recruits Chang Cheh found in the early 1980s. The movie is the darkest of Chang's martial arts films, dealing with cults, blood, murder, and horror. Everyone is given the same amount of screen time, and the director paces the movie just right. The element of mystery resurrects in this film, and the chemistry between all the actors, supporting or main, new or old, is great. The end sequence is so involved, weapons, acrobatics, kung fu, that everyone has a moment to shine in it. Masked Avengers has the most amount of actors, intrigue, martial arts than any 10 average martial arts films combined. The Venoms disbanded in 1983 after their last core Venoms film, House of Traps, was released. A few of them continued to find work in Taiwan. Philip Kwok took a seat behind the camera and directed the Taiwanese production Ninja in the Deadly Trap. At the same time, Chang Cheh was directing the cult classic Chinese Super Ninjas with his newfound talent. But the Venoms do not disappoint, and they prove they were still some of the best entertainers, actors, and martial artists this genre has ever seen. After Ninja, Kwok went back to Hong Kong to continue his film career. Chang Cheh and Lu Fong remained in Taiwan, where good jobs as an actor were very hard to find, and the movie roles were few and far between.
Listen, you tell him who we are. Convince him.
In Alexander Lowe's Venom of the Ninja miniseries, Lu Fong plays the ruthless Japanese tyrant. Chang Cheh plays a samurai who's blinded by Fang in the first 5 minutes of the movie. Chang plays the rest of the series in a supporting role as a blind teacher who gets the protagonist prepared for his last battle. Chang and Fang stay true to the roles they were known for in the Venoms film. They also stuck together for the rarely seen and poorly made Taiwanese production film Kung Fu Zombie.
有什么好看的？我是觉得不好看。不过茅山道兄，我看你一脸晦气。看到你，我已经够倒霉了，还要请你咒我。我不是咒你，人各有志。
The stars, who were once top-billing actors in Asia, found it hard to even star in a halfway decent film. But it was their last film together that really made their fans proud. Fight Among the Supers cast Lu Fong as the god of chopsticks, and Chang Cheh as the god of rice bowls. They come to Earth to find students to teach Kung Fu to. A few months of his life, Chang Cheh starred in a Korean TV series.
무공 비급을 발견했어. 우리가 돌아간 후에 이 김은 둔갑술을 잘 연구해야겠어.
그런데 이태야,
응?
그 뜨거운 불길 속을 어떻게 견뎌내고 벗어났어?
간단해. 날 묶은 사람은 우리 편이 분장한 거야. 몰랐지? 불길이 타오르고 연기가 자욱할 때 난 분영신법으로 슈 하고 뚫고 나왔던 거야.
아,
몰랐지?
그렇게 된 거로구나.
During this time, he was unable to find any work in movies.
살려주십시오. 살려주세요. 부탁입니다. 살려주세요. 살려주세요.
He began drinking heavily. After the divorce from his wife and children, his heart gave up on him. Sadly, he died all alone from a heart attack 3 days before anyone found his body.
이태, 무슨 일이야?
몰라. 머리가 아파.
어디를 가는 거야?
Almost forgotten Venoms, Sun Xian and Lo Meng would appear on screen together one last time in the 1985 Shaw production, Pursuit of a Killer. In 1986, Sun Xian had an uncredited cameo in the film Ninja Fantasy. Philip Kwok continues his work in the world as a top action choreographer. He was the fight coordinator for the James Bond film Tomorrow Never Dies.
General Chang?
Friend of yours?
Philip Kwok also lent his skills in the recent production of Brotherhood of the Wolf.
咁樣本身咧，佢呢部戲咧係現代戲，咁樣佢一希望呢部戲啦，可以改變少少，咁樣就係無論佢法國動作、香港動作或者其他啲動作，佢想加埋一齊，令到呢部戲有個新嘅意，出嚟，俾觀眾有個 啊，呢部戲另外一個唔同嘅地方。就初嚟嗰陣時啦，嚟法國嗰陣時啦，咁樣就我卡成一班即係所有 stuntman， 咁樣即係有啲喺法國就已經拍過戲嘅，咁啊另有啲咧就未拍過戲，但係呢個對我嚟講都唔係問題。我哋喺香港拍戲，我哋揀個武師都要個身形，無論佢識唔識功夫，起碼佢唔識，但係佢出嚟嘅打法啊，佢係類似我想要嘅嘢，類似我可以即係話可以設計啲嘢俾佢打嗰陣啊，佢會靚。咁我覺得佢唔錯，我先會揀佢。咁至於有啲啦，就話即係話，譬如師傅級啊，或者即係話拍過戲啊，但係佢哋拍慣法國片，可能個動作方面啊，佢哋係已經慣咗啦。你突然間要改變佢咧，咁啊可能未必㗎。咁呢個就係比較困難嘅地方。所以我揀佢即係話未拍過戲㗎，但係佢可以做到個動作，就因為我睇到佢嘅動作可以做到我讀俾佢嘅，所以我會揀佢。我希望喺外國可以拍一部戲，真真正正由頭到尾俾我發揮。但係今日呢部戲令到我可以做到呢樣嘢，因為之前 Chun-Fung 係 double 面手嗰場戲係做唔到嘅。但係我個心願就係最 happy 就係呢部戲有幾場打，我係好中意嘅。咁呢個我嘅收穫，我係最 happy 呢樣嘢。Merci。
The times certainly change, but not without influence. The times of the Venoms have passed, but their impact on the genre has not. For a brief moment in time, the world experienced some of the most gifted group of actors in film history. For 4 years, they graced us with more than 12 films together. Each film was unique, and their fight scenes remain unrivaled to this day. They stuck together to give the genre their best. They were not men persuaded by money or fame, but human beings who shared with the rest of the world their God-given abilities. Today, interest in the Venoms has resurfaced, with fans reaching all points of the globe. And although the world is more open to incorporating the Venom style of action into their films, they will always be the true pioneers in my book. These are the 5 deadly Venoms.